Ang susunod na programa ay rated PG. Patnubay at gabay ng magulang ay kailangan sa mga batang manonood.
Good evening. Welcome to a new season of the Chairman's Report, brought to you by IBC 13 and the Commission on Filipinos Overseas. We continue this new season with the same clear commitment to connect the Filipino diaspora with the Philippines and to inspire, inform, and strengthen the bonds between Filipinos here and abroad. I'm Dante Klink II, Chairman of the CFO and your program host. Tonight, we'll turn our focus to the Philippine Stock Exchange, a vital institution at the heart of our nation's economy. The PSE plays a central role in channeling investments, fostering transparency in our markets, and driving capital toward industries that fuel growth and create jobs. For Filipinos overseas, it offers a way to participate in the country's economic development by investing not just in companies, but in the Philippines' long-term progress. At the helm is Mr. Ramon Monzon, President and Chief Executive Officer of the Philippine Stock Exchange Incorporated and the Securities Clearing Corporation of the Philippines. He also serves as president of the PSE Foundation and sits as a trustee of the Securities Investors Protection Fund. Beyond the Philippines, Mr. Monzon represents the country in influential industry groups. He is part of the ASEAN Exchanges CEOs Collaboration, Vice Chairman of the World Federation of Exchanges Emerging Markets Working Group, and Co-Chairman of the United Nations Sustainable Stock Exchanges Advisory Group on SMEs and Sustainability. Mr. Monzon is also a certified public accountant and a fellow of the Institute of Corporate Directors. His leadership brings both global perspective and local insight to strengthening the Philippine capital markets. Mr. Ramon Monzon, welcome to the Chairman's Report.
Hi, good evening, Klink. Thank you for having me here.
Well, thank you for making time.
Yes.
Sir, let's begin with maybe a stock market 101. There are a lot of offerings nowadays that people get from the mobile phone, cryptos and all sorts of, derivative.
Online gambling.
Online
also.
gambling.
Yes.
Maybe we'll get to that as well. But why should people put their money in the Philippine Stock Exchange?
Well, the Philippines is, as they know, one of the fastest growing economy in Asia. We're always had the highest, if not the second highest, GDP growth rate. So among the ASEAN countries, I think we exhibit the highest growth potential, meaning our local companies are growing very fast. And I think it will be good for our Filipinos overseas to participate in this growth. And they can do that by investing in the stocks of these local companies.
You said online gambling a while ago, and I kind of want to pick up on that because I see a lot of young people these days, they don't seem to make the distinction between gambling and investments.
Yes.
What would your advice be as president of PSE? For the normal man on the street?
That's something we've noticed, especially for the Gen Z people, young people. They have no time or patience to invest.
They want to return right away.
They want to make quick money. Okay, and they think the way to do that is, invest in crypto.
Right.
One, or now a lot of people are into online gambling.
Yes.
But again, there's nothing, in the future for them.
Yeah.
So I can't blame them because, again, we have to understand. I said we were one of the fastest growing economies.
Yes.
Our GDP growth rate is always the highest, if not the second highest.
Yeah.
But we have to remember what comprises our GDP growth.
Okay.
It's really consumption driven.
Okay.
So 75% of our GDP growth is really driven by consumption of people. So if you have high consumption, the corollary is you have very low savings.
Okay.
And where do investments come from? It comes from savings. So there's a problem that we've recognized, and really it's a systemic problem, I would say, an education problem. And in line with that, we are working with the Department of Education and also the Commission on Higher Education Division, or CHED.
Yes.
We're trying to, come up or convince them to have a financial literacy courses. Make it a requirement, both in high school and college, that will hopefully transform the mindset of the young people from one of spending or gambling to one of saving and investing. So we know that's going to take some time, but it's really education.
But you have to start somewhere.
Yes.
And I should add, maybe just to plug our own agency, we have an MOU with the
Yes.
Philippine Stock Exchange, also precisely because we want to participate in that financial literacy campaign of yours. But, I guess, it's just, sometimes it concerns me. People are lured into these crazy schemes, right? And then gambling, I mean, no doubt that they can make money, but, they can also lose their shirt.
More likely than not.
More likely than not, they say the house always wins.
And when they
Right.
lose, it takes a while before they get enough, disposable funds again.
Right.
Unlike if you invest, you've got your funds there,
Right.
earning money in terms
Right.
of dividends,
Yes.
and your capital is preserved.
Yeah. Now, not to put you on the spot, but there seems to be this image of the stock exchange, of PSE in particular, that it's a very elite institution, and it's not something that we see in Singapore or in the U.S. That even students start trading, and I guess this is what you want to happen
Right.
by partnering with. How do we bring it down to maybe the common man, just to convey to people the PSE is really for everybody. It's not
Right.
just for the big corporations, but it's really anyone who wishes to put some money away for future needs.
Yeah. Well, Klink, really, I guess it will consist of two things.
Okay.
Number one, of course, is education.
Right.
Right?
That's what
Educate
you
them
wanted to do, yeah.
Okay. Second, you've got to make it easier for these people to invest.
Okay.
So that's technology.
Okay.
Okay. Our market right now is dominated by institutional investors.
Okay.
About 80% of our volume is generated by institutional investors, only about 20% from retail investors. So that's what we have to build on.
Okay.
And it's not an impossible job, okay?
Right.
Just to share with you, in January 2021, or the early months of 2021, during the height of the pandemic, when we were in lockdown, the exchange had one of the highest
Okay.
trading volumes.
People couldn't go out, so then
Yeah, I mean,
invest. Yeah.
I mean, now we're trading about, since the CIMEPA, about 8 billion pesos of volume every day, average of 8 billion. During the height of the pandemic, we were doing 12 billion.
Wow.
Okay? And the really amazing part about that is, for the first time, 51% of that volume, of that big volume, was being generated by the retail investors. Okay, meaning...
Ordinary people.
yeah, ordinary people.
Yeah.
Why is that? Well, that was one of the, I guess, bright side of the pandemic,
Yeah.
because they couldn't go out. And they couldn't spend.
Right.
Right? They
All the
couldn't-
malls were
They
closed.
couldn't travel, they couldn't shop, they couldn't
Yeah.
eat out.
Yeah.
So what did they do? They invested their money.
Yeah.
But, we're not wishing for another pandemic to make this happen.
Yeah.
We just need, like I said, we have to educate them,
Yeah.
that, so that's what we need to do. We need to get more retail investors. So like I said, so education is one. We're working with the CHED and DepEd. The other is technology. So we have about 2.8, 2.9 million investors now, okay? Which is
Okay.
very low compared
Okay.
to our population.
Okay.
So you're really talking about a little over 2% only for population, maybe.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's an improvement. So a few years ago, it was just 1% of
Yeah. So,
investing. Yeah.
but of that 2.8 million, about 2.5, 2.6 are retail investors,
Okay.
of which more than 2 million are into online trading.
Okay.
So, you have a lot of brokers now that provide online platform.
Right.
And the PSE, 3 years ago, enabled e-wallets,
Okay.
to make it easier for their subscribers to invest in stocks.
Right.
So we have a tie-up with GCash,
Right.
with Maya.
Right.
I mean, GCash has more than 90 million subscribers, okay?
Right.
So in the last 3 years, they've generated more than 1.5 million subscribers
Wow.
that have access now to
equities, yeah.
to an app that
Yeah.
will immediately connect them to a broker,
Right.
and they can trade.
Right.
So that's what we're doing,
Right.
educating them and making it easier for them to
Right.
trade.
Right. In the past, I think the problem was trying to do the KYC, know
Right.
your customer, right?
And, I think-
guess technology's
Well,
caught up or
Now, what's basically happened is the KYC has been done by
by the
GCash.
telcos, yeah.
No, by GCash.
GCash, the
I
wallets,
mean, you can't have a GCash account without doing a,
Right. Yeah.
and so it's just a little more enhancing, and then you
Right.
can open a stock market account.
Just this is an ignorant question. So of course you said that the e-wallets have this feature now. Does this same feature also appear in foreign digital wallets? Is that something in the pipe?
Not yet.
Okay.
Right now, it's in GCash, it's in Maya.
Right.
But,
Like
we have
maybe
a
Apple
lot
Pay or something like
Not
that.
yet,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
yet.
Yeah.
But we have a lot of online platforms. In fact,
Okay.
I think we had a session with you where one of the brokers, Call Financial, participated.
Yes.
Okay, and Call Financial's one of the biggest online brokers we have.
Right.
They have more than 500,000 online brokers that have been investing,
Right.
using online trading platforms. No? So,
Well, the point I was trying to make is that so even if I'm not here or the investor is not in the Philippines, even if they're in the U.S. or in Europe,
Right.
there's a way for them to buy and sell
correct.
shares.
Well, the most important is they have to open an account with the broker.
Right.
Okay. Before, when I first became president, we have all IPOs. IPOs is the initial public offering, companies that list for the first time. When they list their shares and offer it to the public, they are required to put 10% of the shares that they're offering for small retail, local retail investors.
Okay.
Okay. But it was such a tedious process. An investor would have to go to one of 3 or 4 kiosks,
Yes.
show an ID, get an application form, fill it up,
Yes.
physically go to their broker,
Right.
have their broker acknowledge on the form that they have an account with the broker, bring it back,
Right.
make a payment,
Right.
all so they could invest 50,000 pesos. I said.
Right.
So of the 10%, less than 1% was being availed of.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
So the first thing I did when I took over is I said, we've got to digitalize this. I mean, this is not going to work.
Yes.
So we developed an online program for subscriptions to IPOs.
Okay.
We call PSE EC,
Okay.
Electronic Allocation System. So what happens is you register once. If you have a broker, of course you need to have an account with a broker.
Right.
When you register, your registration will be forwarded to a broker digitally. The broker will say, yes, Mr. Ang has an account with me.
Right.
Then you have an account. Every time we have an IPO, you get a notice. We are doing an IPO of ABC company. You're entitled to subscribe to so many shares. And then, the offers for 5 days. Then you have, 5 days. So now it becomes easy. Now, before we had investors that came only from Metro Manila. Now we have investors from overseas, talking about
Interesting.
overseas.
Interesting.
That can invest in an IPO.
Interesting.
Okay, because let's say from the Middle East or from the U.S.,
Right.
they can access the PSEEC website. They have an account. They will get a notice that they have an allocation. They can invest.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So one way to make money without gambling.
Right. Yes.
All right. Mr. Maston, we'll just have to take a quick break.
Sure.
You're watching the Chairman's Report. We'll be right back.
Volcano.
As of tonight, around 117 million pesos in technology truly changes the world as the digital sector further boosts.
Philippines and Japan are stepping up their partnership to secure energy and push for a
to the Chairman's Report. I'm Dante Klink. We're talking to Mr. Ramon Monzon, President and CEO of the Philippine Stock Exchange. Sir, you mentioned CIMEPA a while ago. That's the Capital Market Efficiency Promotions Act. Did I get it correctly?
Correct.
What is that, and why should we take note of this significant development?
Well, just to give you a background on why that particular legislation was passed and why we lobbied for it.
Okay.
Right now in the Philippines, when you buy or sell in the stock exchange, first of all, of course, you have a commission for the broker.
Right.
Before, there used to be a minimum commission of 1/4 of 1%, or we call 25 basis points for buying, another 25 basis points for selling. When you sell your stocks, whether you make money or you lose money, you have to pay what a 6/10 of 1% tax. Okay, or 60 basis points.
Is that the same thing as the dock stamps or different?
Different.
Different.
So every time
on
you
top of that,
every time you sell,
All right.
they charge you right away 6/10 of 1% or 60 basis points.
60 basis
Okay. Now, in the whole Asian market, or at least ASEAN market, we are the only ones that have that kind of what we call friction costs.
Okay.
Okay. So you have an investor who wants to invest in the stock market. When he buys, he has to pay 25 basis points for buying commission.
Okay.
Okay. When he sells, he's got to pay a 25% basis point selling commission, plus the 60 basis point of stock transaction tax. So right there, that's 1.1%.
Okay.
So an investor in the Philippine markets, the beginning is down 1.1%.
Right.
So, when BBM took over in 2022, he asked the exchange, what do you need
What
from
help do
the
you need?
administration
Yeah.
to help you? So he said, well, number one,
Reduce the
hopefully reduce taxes.
Yeah.
Okay, because we're the only ones that have this high friction cost. So foreign investors, of course, don't prioritize us, because they're down 1.1% right
Just
away.
to
For investors that invest in billions.
Yeah.
Okay.
1% is.
Wow, that's a lot of
Yeah.
money. So that's so we worked through it. He made this a priority bill. Initially, the bill was going to reduce that 60 basis points by 10 basis points every year.
Okay.
So that after the fifth year, it will become 10 basis points.
Okay.
I said by the fifth year, the stock market's
Yeah,
dead.
it's too late. Yeah.
So in fair, I mean, BBM, I think, is a very market savvy
Okay.
president. He saw through it, and he said, well, we'll make sure I'll include this in my priority legislation. So the House, this was sponsored by, at the time, Congressman Joey Salceda.
Okay.
Okay, who's also a very, able finance guy. And at the Senate, this was sponsored by Senator Gatchalian.
Okay.
Also somebody very familiar with business. So in the end, now, this was passed. And basically, it's, what it has done is, it has made, our market more competitive with other Asian markets or global markets, which is good for the foreign investors.
Okay.
But more important, even for the local investors, it makes it, easier for them or cheaper for them to invest in the market.
Right.
Corollary to that, this 25 basis point commission, that was a minimum commission, that was being charged by the brokers. Whether you buy 100 pesos or
100
1 million
million,
pesos, you're gonna pay 25 basis points, 1/4. We scrapped that.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so now
That's interesting.
You negotiate with the broker.
Okay.
Okay, tell the broker, I don't want to pay 25 basis points. I just want to pay 10.
Okay.
So you negotiate.
Right.
So now that has gone down. So our friction cost now is very competitive as far as the other markets concerned. So what does the CIMEPA do? Well, it will hopefully encourage more investors to invest in the Philippine market. And we saw that, okay? The CIMEPA took effect on July 1st.
Okay.
For prior to July, the 6 months, January to June, our trading volume in the market's about 6.2, 6.3 billion a day.
Okay.
July, we average for the whole month, every day, 7.96 billion.
Oh, wow.
So there's a big
So you
jump.
felt it right away.
Felt it right away.
Okay.
There was a net foreign buying. When I say net foreign buying, foreign investors buy and some foreign investors sell.
Right.
So at the end of the day, you say, was there net foreign buying or net foreign selling? Net foreign buying in July was about 6 billion pesos. So we saw this was,
Okay.
Unfortunately, come August, September, kind of tapered down because of
Right.
the political problems we're having.
Right.
But hopefully that will be resolved and we'll
Right.
be back to, more foreign investors coming in.
Now, what are your thoughts about some capital controls? I remember decades ago, Malaysia had imposed these controls so you couldn't get the hot money out right away. Is that a good idea or?
No, actually now, all a foreign investor has to do is register their investments to the BSP.
Okay.
Okay, they call it BSRD something.
Okay.
And as long as you register your investments and you channel your foreign currency through
An
bank,
accredited
yeah,
institution.
any amount
Yeah.
if you triple your investments, you can buy dollars to the bank and remit it out.
Right.
So there's no capital or currency
So
control.
I suppose that's also a plus because
Yes.
it gives an assurance to the investor that they can get their money
Yes.
right
It's
away.
not gonna get stuck.
It's not gonna
because
get stuck.
of foreign exchange controls or
Right.
something.
So it's on us to come up with the environment to create the confidence.
Right.
All right. So that's a very interesting thing. Are there any other reforms that you're looking at, you're working on, or maybe? We jumped into SIMEPA. Were there other things during your term that made investing easier or gave more confidence to investors?
Well, I mean, I'll be talking about some initiatives that we've undertaken.
Sure. Okay.
But on the regulatory side,
Okay.
what we're waiting for now, and we've also been pushing, please, don't make it easy for the public to gamble online.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, because it's just, well, it's bad for,
Yeah.
socially. But these people are, losing their money.
Yeah.
I mean, parents are losing, are betting that, the tuition money of their children,
Yeah.
and the young kids are betting their allowance.
Yeah.
So,
So you're saying that the negatives outweigh the potential
yes.
gains? No.
And, instead of, having these young people learn the, values of investing, there's gambling.
Yeah, you mentioned you're talking to DepEd and to CHED.
Right.
Are they receptive to the idea of working
Yes.
with PSE?
We are, like I said, we're coming up with some ideas on what kind of financial literacy course they should offer. But based on our talks with DepEd, and I agree with them, before we even start offering courses to students, let's educate our teachers.
Okay.
So we really now
the
doing some
influencers,
online,
yeah.
some online education or capacity building, we call it,
Yeah.
for some of the teachers.
Yeah. How do we? I'm sure you've thought about this. How do we encourage people to step away from that, maybe that unrealistic expectation that get rich right away? Because I'm not an expert in investing, but from the things I've read and I've studied, that the general recommendation is start young, right? I mean, put away as much money as you can, and then be patient because it pays off later on in life. And yet, people say, okay, I need $1 million pesos tomorrow, kind of mindset, right? So how do we?
Like I
what do we
said,
do? Yeah.
it's education,
Okay.
it's values,
Yeah.
it's what you see your parents do.
Right,
Di ba? I mean,
right.
you would think, you say, if I have poor parents, it doesn't mean I should gamble because I'm poor.
You want to get richer? Yeah.
I'd say, this is going to inspire me. I need.
It's going to make you poor.
I want to be better than my parents,
Right.
right? So I'm
Okay.
going to save. I'm going to invest, something like that. So it's an ongoing process.
Yeah, I don't know if you've heard, but I may have mentioned to you, but our team and your team are talking about this stock market trading game.
Correct.
Because the CFO also looks after the Philippine schools overseas. There are 34 schools around the world that offer the Philippine curriculum, and our plan, we need to hash out the details, of course, with your team on how to do this, and with the other partners. Our plan is to introduce this to, well, these are high school and grade school students. Maybe gamify
Yes.
it, and hopefully our aim is to, as you know, our financial lit campaign, educate them on investing, saving, and capital markets.
Well, talking about that, Klink, I mean, I'd like to, let everybody know the PSE has what we call the PSE Academy website.
Okay.
It's an interactive online platform where we educate investors or young people or OFWs. We have courses there that they can enroll in online and learn about the market. And part of that PSE Academy is we've developed what we call a stock trading game that will really replicate what the market is.
Right.
But you will be given virtual money.
Right.
But you will be using actual market data.
Right.
We have a PSE equipped that provides the market data, and then you invest. You start your investment journey. Okay, we've launched this. We've tried this out first internally. It's worked very well. We're gonna launch this now for schools here.
Fantastic.
Okay. In short, you're telling the schools, offer this as a competition.
Right.
Okay. We will solicit prices. I
Okay.
mean, and we will, and I told my team, you can't just have, one winner at a given point.
Right.
You should have, a winner for 3 months, 6 months, and 1 year.
Yeah.
A different horizon, time horizon for,
I was taking an analogy from golf when I was talking to your team. Most improved.
Ganun, di ba?
Something like that.
And because really, when you invest, in the first 3 months, the stock you buy might not be doing well.
Sure.
But in a period of 6 months, it might be doing well. In the period of 1 year, it might be doing exceptionally well. Di ba? So we have to also, educate them that, investment is a long-term game,
Right.
not a short-term game. That's why I said, stop the 3 months, you get a price.
Yeah.
It should be 3, 6, and,
Yeah.
Okay.
Or maybe in the future we'll have foreign Philippine schools versus local
Yes.
Philippine school.
Yeah.
Very interesting discussion. You're watching the Chairman's Report. We're talking to Mr. Ramon Monzon of the PSC. Please stay tuned.
Bagong Pilipinas. Mahalaga ang kapakanan ng bawat isa. Lahat ng aspeto ng lipunan pinagtutuunan ng pansin ng pamahalaan at ni Pangulong Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. Bagong Pilipinas, PBBM, Lingkod ng Bayan. Tuwing Linggo, alas 8:30 ng umaga.
Welcome back to the Chairman's Report. We're talking to Mr. Ramon Monzon of the PSC. Sir, very exciting things. I mean, that academy that you're talking about, that's
PSC Academy website.
that's a certificate course, right? I mean,
No. It's a website that we have.
Okay.
That certificate course you're talking about is
that's a
we
different-
have a certified security specialist
different
course.
one. Okay,
Right.
okay.
Okay. This is being offered by De La Salle Bedil,
Okay.
by Ateneo the University. It's a 120-hour
Right.
program for those that really want to make stock investing their career.
career.
So they teaches them analysis, portfolio,
Okay.
management, and then usually a lot of the people that enroll there become stock analysts.
Yeah, sounds like a lot of
brokers.
math.
Yeah. So it's a It's a 120-hour course that very good for fun.
So what else is in the pipeline for PSE? What are exciting new things that people can look forward to maybe this year and next year?
Okay, the exchange really has two missions. Okay, one is to serve as a platform for companies to raise capital.
Okay.
Okay, I mean channel capital to the most productive endeavor, but corollary to that, we also have to make sure that investor protection is there.
Yeah.
Is there a conflict between the two? No, but you want to make sure that companies that list in the exchange, that raise capital in the exchange, are legitimate companies.
Okay.
Because we have to protect the investors and invest.
Sure.
And for me, the best way to protect an investor really are two ways. One, of course, again, education. So number one. Second is what we call disclosures.
Okay.
That's why we have very strict
transparency
disclosure requirements from listed companies, so that the investors know what's happening in the company. So those two things are important to us. So what do we need to do? Get more Filipinos to invest. So like I said, we're using technology to attract more investors.
Okay.
That's one side. I mean, the other side, get more companies to list.
Okay.
Okay. And included that is we're not ignoring SMEs.
Sure.
Okay. We have a separate SME board. And basically, we notice that a lot of we have in the PSC what we call a LEAP program, Listing Engagement Assistance Program, where companies that want to list register with us. We handhold them for the next 2 or 3 years.
Right.
Teach them, about what they need to do. Hire a good accountant, hire a good compliance, all that. But number one, we see a lot of our small companies really are family-owned.
Okay.
And we know, I mean, as you know, these family-owned companies are not very compliant with their tax laws.
Yeah.
Okay. So the first thing they have to do is make sure their books are in order.
Right.
But when you have not been paying your taxes, and then you say, okay, I'm going to start paying taxes this year.
Right.
And all of a sudden, you pay double what you were paying before.
Right.
It's like telling the BIR,
You'll get an
come audit me.
You'll get an LOA right away.
Yeah. So we're trying to, work with the BIR, Can we offer a last priority audit for SMEs that, want to list?
Yeah.
Give them a 3-year, not no audit, last priority.
But I would think it would be an incentive for BIR. At least you're steering these companies to.
Yes, they will
maybe,
make more money actually.
Yes,
when they become good
comply.
corporate citizens.
So, how do you balance that? Because as you said, you want to have more companies, but but to entice them,
So
there's a
how
cost
do you
of
balance?
compliance, right? I mean,
So that's one constraint of SMEs. The other one is really because, like I mentioned to you earlier, Klink, we're very serious about this investor protection mission of ours.
Right.
So we're very strict with listed companies when they have disclosure violations.
Okay.
So a lot of the small companies get scared to list. Oh, no, if I list, I don't want to be paying penalties. So what we're looking at now is, I've told my team, let's review our disclosure rules.
Okay.
I mean, because what could be a disclosure violation? For example, a director or an officer buys shares in the company.
Okay.
They have to disclose that within 5 trading days.
Okay, that long. Okay.
And if they don't, they get penalized.
Okay.
So I was telling them, sure, but let's look at the penalties. Maybe that just deserves a slap on the wrist for the first 3 violations.
Right.
Why? Because that disclosure violation does not affect investor, protection.
Right.
I mean, if they did not disclose their income or a new project or a factory close, that affects investors because it will affect the earnings of the company. But this, what I call compliance disclosure requirements, let's be, more, understanding and more liberal about that. And then for SMEs, maybe, their first 5 or 6 violations, let's not penalize them. Let them learn.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So
you're giving them the benefit of the doubt.
Right.
Because it's a learning process.
Right.
Okay.
Don't penalize them right away.
Right, and discourage them. Can I ask a stupid question lang? And it's a very ignorant one at that. But I just, I've been wondering for a while now if there's a law prohibiting government corporations from being listed. Because I'm trying to connect this with, good governance, right? Because if you list, you have to have you have to follow these compliance rules and have these transparency mechanisms, right? And I was just wondering, but I don't know if this is legal or doable, but this may be one way to maybe, number one, have more companies list at the same time, maybe clean up some of the GOCCs that maybe fairly or unfairly have these reputations that they're not, reputable institutions. So what are your thoughts?
Yeah, just to give you a background. The Vietnam Stock Exchange
Okay.
has about 650, more or less, listed companies.
Okay.
We have about 285.
Wow.
Okay, big difference.
Yes.
But the market value of our listed companies far, higher than the one of
600
Vietnam.
plus,
Why?
okay.
Because they have a lot of small,
I see.
companies, townships. Okay.
Okay.
So small townships at least. Okay.
Right.
So, I have to give it to Secretary Recto. When he became the Department of Finance, the first time he went, you know what? I think DBP and Land Bank should list. Because it's good governance.
Well, my thinking is that, PSE is listed, right?
Yeah, we are listed.
So,
Yeah.
what makes you different from
Right.
like Land Bank or DBP? Or
And apparently, they can't do it with their present charter.
I see.
It has to be.
It has to be a new
there has
law.
to be amended.
Okay.
There has to be a law
Okay.
amending their charter. And Secretary Recto said he's going to work on that.
Oh, that's
Okay?
fantastic.
So get the GOCCs to list.
Right.
There are many, GOCCs that could really list.
Okay.
PAGCOR's one of them.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, I would think, PAGCOR, PCSO, I would think they would also benefit,
Yeah.
right, from having this appearance of compliance and transparency. Would give probably more confidence in what they're doing. Maybe spare them from some of the negative press that sometimes they get.
Yeah. And the other thing we're working on basically is I was working with this from the time of Secretary Bon Lopez of DTI and then Secretary Fred Pascual. I haven't had a chance to meet the new DTI Secretary, but we're saying a lot of companies get incentives from the BOI. Okay? If they get incentives, require them to share it with the public
to
by
list.
requiring them to do an IPO. Of course, qualified companies, because some of them are branches, of course, that can be.
Right.
But, so we had
That's
this,
a great idea.
we're sort of saying, require them.
Yeah.
For they're getting incentives,
Yeah.
share it to the Filipino people.
Does that just require a BOI memoranda, or is that a
Yes.
new law, or?
They will need to make that part of their, requirements if you
Okay.
ask for incentives.
Yes, because sometimes people complain about these multinationals getting tax holidays or some other perks, right? But if they are able to share their earnings with the public through equities, then I think that might be a win-win situation.
That's one area.
Yeah.
The other area is those companies that ask for franchise.
Okay.
Should be required to list. Okay. In fact, one of them that had to do that was NGCP.
Okay.
But of course, they listed indirectly. They were able to get the approval there.
Okay.
When I
Was that
say
the back door?
indirectly, no.
No,
It was the holding company that listed.
Okay.
The holding company of the Filipino
Okay, I see.
was the one that listed instead of NGCP.
I see.
But I was telling at that time Secretary Cusi, they should be the one to list because they're they have the monopoly.
Yeah.
They should share the profits with the Filipino people.
No, I'll come to think of it, not just we're talking about it. What do you think about maybe local water utilities?
Yes.
Local power distributors. I mean, they're always strapped for money. Maybe
Right.
the capital market is a way for them to raise money. Is that
Well,
what do you think?
talking about these water distributors,
Yeah.
our next IPO basically is Maynilad.
Okay.
Okay, it's a big IPO for the first time.
It's incredible that they're now just listed.
They're going
Anyway,
to offer
at least it's happening
30%
now.
of their,
Yeah, yeah.
shares to the public.
Okay.
And it's a good company. They
Yeah.
presented to us. I said, the ironic part with Maynilad, why I say it's a good company, because it hasn't been run efficiently in the past.
Okay.
So they have a lot of improvements to make,
Okay.
which will all flow to the bottom line.
Right.
What do we mean? Their leakage,
Yes, yes.
I think in their industry, 20% is acceptable. I think Manila Water's at 18%.
Okay.
It's sure there's nothing to wring,
Right.
savings to wring out of the operations.
Right.
I think Manila's about 35, 38.
Okay.
And they're continuously improving that.
Okay.
So as they improve that, their revenues are just going to keep going up.
Interesting. Wow.
Yeah.
So we'll look out for that. We'll be right back with the chairman's report. We're talking to PSC President Mr. Ramon Monson. Please stay tuned.
Nagulantang ang bayan sa nangyaring pamamaril sa isang eskwelahan sa Tacloban. Shooting incident sa San Jose High School, iimbestigahan ng Senado sa July 1. Senator Kiko Pangilinan, nilinaw ang pananagutan ng mga minor de edad na lalabag sa batas ayon sa Juvenile Justice Welfare Act. Marking ng mga ebidensya para sa impeachment trial ni Vice President Sara Duterte, inabot ng ilang araw dahil sa dami ng mga dokumentong gagamitin sa naturang paglilitis. At bakit nga ba inaayawan si Senator Francis Escudero bilang posibleng presiding officer sa impeachment? Sasagutin ng political analyst mula sa University of the Philippines na si Jean Franco. All that and more sa Ang Senado ng Pilipinas ngayong linggo, 9:30 a.m. sa IBC TV 13 at sa aming social media pages.
Welcome back to the Chairman's Report. You're watching, we're talking to Mr. Ramon Monson. I almost stumbled there. Of the BSC. I'm so excited that, I'm stumbling my words. But, of course, one thing that impacts the prices of stocks, is the general economy, right? Not only what happens in the Philippines, but what happens around the world. I'm just wondering, maybe you can give us, your outlook, maybe for 2026. Are you optimistic? Are there any headwinds that you're paying attention to? How do you see it from your perspective?
Okay. Well, the Philippine market is not isolated, by itself. Unfortunately, what happens to the U.S. market affects us.
Sure.
As they say, if the U.S. market sneezes, we might catch a flu.
Sure.
Okay. So what's happening there obviously has an impact on us. Oil prices have an impact on us because we're a consuming country.
Right.
And of course, they're talking about tariffs, but I don't think the tariff issue is going to be affecting us that much because
Okay.
I think most of our exports are electronics.
We don't rely on exports
Yeah.
anyway. Yeah.
That's, but I said we have a very good GDP growth rate.
Yeah.
But again, I think what we're looking for is some political headwinds. I mean, everybody knows what the Philippines is going through now. All this investigation, and all of this negative publicity is, of course, being seen by foreign investors.
Yes.
Okay, so it affects their decision if they should invest in the Philippines or
Yeah.
not. And I'm so happy that the president formed this ICI, this infrastructure commission or independent infrastructure
Independent commission.
for infrastructure.
Infrastructure.
Because he's really got to solve this problem.
Right.
Again, it's a question of confidence in the in the economy. Confidence in the economy is confidence in the market.
Sure.
So I think on the inflation side, we're doing well.
Okay.
There's a little worry about the debt side. I mean, we're
Okay.
incurring a lot of debt, but again, it's because we don't have fiscal space. But so infrastructure is very important.
Yeah.
I think we're getting a lot of foreign direct investments in renewable energy. That's one. Another area of expansion for us is really the data centers, and of course tourism. If we can get our act together, all of this should really propel our economy higher.
Yeah.
But more important, our economic growth, should filter down to the people.
Okay.
Very important. I mean,
Yeah.
can't get stuck somewhere because of corruption. It's got to filter down.
Sure.
Because this will give the people more, disposable income to invest. So I guess we're watching that. I mean, the last 3 days the market has gone up.
Okay.
Because, like I said, our economy is doing well. Our listed companies their earnings are doing very well. No.
Yeah.
Dividend yield. If you buy one of the blue, for example, you buy PLDT now.
Right.
Their dividend yield is 9%.
Okay.
Meaning, if I put in a bank or in a time deposit, I will
Yeah,
get 5.5%,
Right.
less 20% withholding tax.
Yeah.
That's 4.4%.
Better to buy
9%,
stocks.
So there are many good companies that pay very good dividends. So, invest in that. So overall, I'm very, very optimistic about, the Philippine economy and hopefully the Philippine market. That's why, I'd like to invite your Filipinos overseas. I think I hadn't mentioned this to you. I was once one of the Filipinos you call diaspora.
Okay.
I lived in the States for 7 years.
You were in Chicago.
Right,
Yeah,
I lived in
okay.
Chicago for 7 years,
Yeah.
I studied there, I worked for 5 years, and I came back here. Okay, so I'm saying, for the Filipinos overseas, I think, if you want to, share, not only your local patrimony, but share the profits of the local companies.
Sure.
We have a lot of good companies.
Sure.
I mean, what I can say, BDO, BPI, Jollibee, ICTSI,
So many, yeah.
Meralco, Ayala. I mean,
Yeah.
these are all good companies.
Right.
Don't listen to tips about, buy ABC company, you're gonna, don't.
Yeah.
Invest in good companies.
There are a number of Filipinos overseas with capital, right? Would you recommend them to, when they invest in the Philippines, to look at the stock market right away, or maybe should they plant a brick and mortar operation first? Or
Well, I talk about, I was saying, before all of this online education was happening 7-8 years ago, I used to go to the provinces, we'd go to Davao, have a stock market fair,
Yeah.
get 900,000 people there.
Yeah.
We talk about the stock markets, we have
Yeah.
brokers, okay? And what I tell the new investors basically is, again, you can't make money right away. Don't. So learn first how to invest by, from the pros. How do you
Okay.
learn from the pros?
Okay.
Invest in a mutual fund,
Okay.
a UITF fund, that are run by banks,
Right.
by investment
By
companies,
professionals, yeah.
by professionals. Because then you will, get to taste profits.
Right.
And then you will see the value of investing.
Right.
And then as you learn, then you can start investing on your own.
You talked to a number of your counterparts from the region. The Philippines will be chairing ASEAN next year. Is there anything being talked about, in terms of maybe collaborating or maybe complementing exchanges
Well,
in Southeast Asia?
You know, the ASEAN exchanges work very closely together.
Oh, okay.
In fact, we have CEO meetings every year.
Okay.
In fact, the last meeting was hosted by us, the Philippines. I brought all the ASEAN CEOs to Boracay. Oh my God.
Okay.
It blew their mind. And they said, my God, Ramon, you've raised the level. I mean, you know,
Wow.
how can we beat that? I mean, in short, you know, we have a very
congratulations,
good
yeah.
place. I mean, a very good tourism place like
Yeah.
Boracay. But we work together a lot. We're now launching what we call a depository receipts product. What is depository
PDRs,
receipts? Okay, basically,
It's an IOU, right?
it's a stock.
Okay.
It's a depository right. It's really a share
It's an option.
in a foreign company.
Okay.
Okay. For example, Singapore Airlines.
Okay.
It's being traded in Singapore.
Okay.
We will create a depository right, which for every depository right of Singapore Airlines, there is one underlying share.
Yeah.
So you can now start trading in, you know, Singapore Airlines, no? But you buying depository rights.
Right.
Okay. In the same manner, our local companies, PLDT, Meralco, can be traded, you know, abroad
Yeah.
in the other ASEAN exchanges.
Well, you know, I was going to say that some of our bigger companies, they list in Singapore, they list in the New York Stock Exchange. You know, the PDR things are very interesting. Do you think that are you working on maybe I said, you know, having, I don't know what the term is, like multiple listings or simultaneous listings
Well,
of foreign companies in the
basically,
PSE?
instead of listing Singapore Airlines here, which they probably would not want to do,
Right, too small.
we will list their depository rights
Okay,
so that they can be traded here.
I see.
You know, I got very interested in that
That's
ASEAN
That's
collaboration.
very interesting,
But you know, I guess my motives are a little more selfish than what, because I'm not looking, you know, of course, it gives our investors here more products to invest in.
Right.
But the reason I'm very excited about that is we can, you know, like I said, for every depository share, you must buy an underlying share. So if PLDT trades in Singapore, in Thailand,
Okay.
every share that they, you know, that is traded there, they have to buy the underlying here. So my liquidity will, you know. So, you know, that's why I'm pushing this product. We hope to launch this by the first quarter of 2026.
I see. What does it take? Is there a new law? Is it
Well,
a MOU between you?
It's a
and,
regulatory framework that,
Okay.
you know, we have to work.
Okay.
We have to make sure that, you know, the regulations of our SEC will be compatible with that of Singapore
Right.
and that of Thailand. So
I see. So the rules there are
That's what we're working on
in
now.
harmony with that. Okay. Well, what about maybe Vietnam? You mentioned Vietnam. They have about 600 companies.
Right.
You know, there. I mean, except for maybe the Vin Group. But you know, is there a chance maybe some of their companies will list here?
We'll be looking at that. But
Okay.
right now, the only countries that are really doing
What?
this in
Yeah. I was
ASEAN
going to
is
say, what's the most compatible?
Singapore,
Yeah.
Thailand,
Okay.
Indonesia, Philippines right now.
Interesting. Interesting.
So that's what we're working on.
So, all right. So, you know, you mentioned some of the things that you're eyeing on, inflation being one of them. Is there anything maybe, you know, that should, you know, we should be paying attention to now, to address, you know, it may or may not happen, right? The concerns may or may not manifest in the future, but what are some of the things that on an economic front? What are some of the things that we should be doing
Well, yeah.
to prepare or to be ready?
Talking about that, I mean, I think we have very, very competent, you know, excellent, you know, economic managers.
Okay.
So I'm not worried about our economy.
Okay.
We have a very good Secretary of Finance, budget.
You're worried about Ukraine. You're worried about
Well, those things. I mean, that's nothing you can do about that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
I mean, you know,
external,
the
right?
Gaza issue.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, so I mean, if that happens, there's nothing you can do.
Yeah. Well, Mr. Manson, thank you very much for your
Oh,
time.
thank you,
Very
Klink.
good. You know, you and I were, you know, you were concerned about 1 hour, but you know, 1 hour goes by very,
Very
fast.
fast,
But
yes.
I want to thank you for your time. But before we end this program, you want to leave our audience with a message?
Well, yes. I mean, We're all Filipinos. I'm sure you're living wherever abroad. You still feel like a Filipino. So I'm saying, I think it's part of feeling Filipino is having a share in the, in the progress or in the growth of the Philippines. How do you do that? Invest in the Philippine companies that do well, because you will also do well.
Well, once again, thank you. And I'd like to thank our audience watching this. And for those overseas Filipinos looking to preserve or grow your wealth, take advantage of how far your dollars can go and maybe invest in companies here in the Philippines and be part of our national development. This has been your Chairman's Report. I'm Dante, Klink, and I will see you next week.